Hello, how are you today? My name is Daniela and today I will talk about some more difficult patterns in jbead software. Recently I made a video about jbead and how to make bead crochet patterns using this software, and I received some interesting questions and you asked me a lot how to make some more difficult pattern in this software because when I showed you how to work in that program I made only a simple pattern with some stripes. I think that almost anyone who starts with bead crochet probably starts with some stripe patterns because they are very simple and you can follow the pattern easily, but once you get some practice you want more. You want to experiment with more difficult patterns because, to be honest, bead crochet is a little bit addictive. A few years ago I traveled a lot by train. It was always about 3 or 4 hours trips, and I liked to bead crochet in train while watching some movie, and people around me was very curious about what I was doing. So, back to the point. I will show you how to make some more difficult patterns, and if you are new to this and you don't know jbead software and didn't see my previous tutorial about it, I recommend you to see the previous tutorial first. Just click on the info here. In the previous tutorial about making patterns in jbead, I mostly work with the first column called draft because, as you can see, it's more comfortable to draw lines here than in the other two columns. But you can draw in that columns too. The first thing I should do is to open some pattern and show you the most important information in the beginning. I think that the crucial thing is to understand how these three columns work. And in the beginning I just remind you that the first graph called draft gives you the stringing order. The stringing order starts at the top right and goes to the bottom right to the left. This graph just represents the stringing order and doesn't show you much of how the end result will look. The second graph, called corrected, shows how the pattern will look crocheted. It's just still a flat representation of the pattern like the first graph. And the third graph, called simulation, shows you how the finished bead crochet row will look. You can see only one side of the rope, but you can move it with these arrows up here. I open a blank pattern again, and to understand the patterns better I will show you a few things. If I make a horizontal line in the first column, it stays horizontal in real. But there you can just see this step up because the beads are crocheted in spiral. You can imagine that as a spiral staircase. But if I make a vertical line, you can see that it's oblique in real. So you can see that you have to work with some degree of distortion when making a pattern. So it's the best to work with the second column. Suppose that I want to draw a flower, a poppy flower. In this third graph, you can see how it would look crocheted. And now I want to make another pattern with some jagged line and a diamond. Or if you want to make some more detailed pattern, you have to increase the circumference of the rope. I increase it to 35. The more beads in one row you have, the more detailed pattern you can get. And I found here a pencil flower illustration that I like, and I will try to transfer this image to a bead crochet pattern. I just realized that I forgot to say in my previous tutorial that if you double click on any color in the palette, you can change it to a specific color you want. That's it. Now I put some background and copy the flower to make more consistent pattern. And if you like one of these patterns I have made here with you, you can find links in the description of the video and feel free to download it and use it. I hope that this video helped you to understand how to work with some more difficult patterns, but if you still have some questions, ask me in the comments. I'm trying to respond to every comment and message I get. And maybe I make another video based on your suggestions. So, don't forget to subscribe and see you next time. Bye!